Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it. Good morning, everybody. It's Cowboy. It is 8:30 a.m. EST, 8:32 actually. Let's get the screen up here. Let's take a look at what's going on. I know silver is what a lot of people are watching. Silver, Bitcoin. But let's go ahead and start with the silver. And if you're watching, by the way, go ahead and ask for a chart. Just put it in the chat, put it in the comments, what have you. We can take a look at that for you. But silver is an interesting chat. Good morning, Miko. Good to see you on here. Having a moment here trying to get the screen up. Yeah, okay. That's the problem. There we go. Apologies. And let's move over to, we'll look at the daily is good. Yeah, we'll look at the 3-hour chart. So, the video I did last night talked about how with silver, 70 might have been the bottom, and it is really, really pumping up from here. The look on silver, of course, I don't expect it to go up in a straight line. There should be pullbacks. But word was that JP Morgan was drowning in their shorts. Lisa Gray, good morning, good day. Good to have you on. And so JPM apparently exited right exactly at the bottom here, right? When silver hit about 71s, low 70s, they got out of their shorts. They covered. That's the word. So now that at least JPM, who has considerable holdings, now that they are out of danger, that's one reason for price to go up. But I don't think they're the only ones who were ever in danger. I think we had a few players that needed the price to go down so they could get out. But a lot of people were having their shorts just pummeled, right? So finally, it got slammed down. Margin requirements were hiked up once again on the COMEX, and a few other things have also happened. I think everything shut down in London, like the computers magically stopped working for the LBMA, if that's who it was over in London. So all the funny things happened on Friday, and people got out of their positions. So what'll happen now is some semblance, I think, of price going up. Now, there's always a chance we see another move down, but I doubt it. It could happen. If price were to break below 70 significantly, your next level is going to be at 55. And the reason it's at 55, if you go back, you can see that price made a high right there and pulled back. This was in October. All right. So of 2024, that is. I'm sorry, of 2025. So right at about 55, say 54, whatever, price could move down there. Could happen. We're going to see about it. In the meantime, though, we'll see if price, whether or not it does. I don't think it will. I think price will probably just continue up. I mean, this is this doesn't even look organic. Going back almost 24 hours, really about 24 hours, price has just simply gone up. That's all it's done. And it's about to break 90 again. So I don't expect this to change. I think, if anything, most likely, and we'll see, this is an early call, right? This is an early call, so a lot can change. But you'll see kind of this grind up with little pullbacks, and then a grind up with little pullbacks. Probably something like that, if my suspicions are correct. I don't have a ton of data on which I can base that, right? It really is a bit of a guess, right? So we'll see what happens, in reality with that. But that's just what that's what it looks like it's going to do. Now, gold following suit, right? Same kind of thing right now. Again, not a straight line up, I don't think. But if it starts to go sideways and the market stays below the all-time high there for a while, we'll start to be able to have a better idea of what's going on. But the physical supply is low. I mean, that's for sure. Physical supply in the world, people want their silver. That's what they're doing. They're buying it. So keep that in mind. That's in the end. Sure, you've got your futures markets, you've got all these financialized instruments and everything else, but in the end, it is all going to come down to the actual physical price, physical demand. People are People are going to start buying it. And the trick with the futures metal and the COMEX is that there have to be these 1,000 ounce bars in order for that to kind of work, right? So if somebody's going to settle the COMEX and LBMA is going to move going to move their metals, it all has to be a specific kind of 1,000 ounce silver bar. And if those are not available, then you have a supply crunch issue. Now, there are those who say that we actually have those and we're holding it, somebody is kind of holding them and not sharing them. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. It's we'll have to see about it. But silver is still an industrial metal, and it's been used with for a lot of the excuse me. It's being used for a lot of like the cars and stuff like that. A lot of these new electric cars require it because it's the only metal that's within that price range that can actually operate certain switches, things like that. Your AI chips will require that. And, unless those markets have a hard time, then you're going to continue to see demand for that. Solar panels use a lot of silver, and those are very popular. So we'll see how it goes. And gold is another story. Gold's monetary, and technically it's used in industry, but I don't think very much. It's more monetary, jewelry, things like that. And gold is also following the pattern. So I think we're just seeing the real demand for metals showing its face in the futures chart, right? So it used to be that they could play around with the futures, and they still do. And I think what they did on Friday was playing around with it. So they still can to some degree. But in the end, gold and silver are multiples of what they were last year. So at least silver is. I think gold's still double. Go back to last year earlier. Let's see here. So gold at the beginning of 2025 was 2,600. So it's pretty much double what it was last year. Still, even after this move down, that it blew off. Let's see, that's a blow off top, to be sure. Graphite, at least I don't know anything about graphite. If you have a chart you want me to look at, I can look at a chart, but I have no thoughts or understanding of graphite or its, industrial anything. I don't know anything about it. I know graphene was a conversation there for a while. A lot of people talked about graphene, which is not graphite, although graphite might be an input to graphene. But I'm not seeing a lot of tech for graphene just yet. That seemed like it was being kind of like a promise, like, hey, graphene's going to be the next thing, but we're just not. I mean, if there is stuff going on, I'm not aware of it. Apologies for not having that for you. Not on tap. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin, and then we'll move to the private live lab. Bitcoin just kind of hanging out, more or less what I thought it would do. That was a big move down, folks. Even though we may be possibly entering the bear market for Bitcoin. That was let's see. That was an 18% move down, which is huge. So, we might see Bitcoin have to catch its breath a bit, and that could either mean sideways or sideways and up. And then the next level down would be it's sit at 78 right now, so 72 would be sort of the next level down. And whether or not it gets there anytime soon, that'll remain to be seen, because the last couple times we saw Bitcoin go sideways, I mean, gosh, if you go back here, Bitcoin didn't do anything to speak of from 21st November all the way until the end of January. So that's, what is that, 2 months? So, November, December, January. Yeah, it's like 2 months that it didn't do anything. So we might see this bounce around. You know what I'll do is I'm going to take a look a little deeper, and then we'll go to the private live lab. But I'm going to go to the daily here and look at the prior bull. and see how long that phase took. So this is kind of the same thing where price moved from, oops, wrong measure. So price went sideways for 102 days. This is roughly 3 months. And then it fell and it went sideways again, but not that long. It only went sideways for about a month. So, and then it just kind of slowly, ground down to its lows, right? So that this current, sideways time, well, let me see. Yeah, this could take, like, price could be where it is anywhere from a month to a couple months. That's, I mean, it could be here for a while. We'll see. The prior bull in 2017, that was just almost a kind of a steady, kind of a crazy grind. First complacency was about not even a week, and then it was just kind of a slow, like a long, like a year long drag until it really broke down. So yeah, we could be, I don't know. I think for the current time with Bitcoin, and it really depends on if we get another sort of one of those double top highs again, like we did in 2021. I wouldn't be surprised to see price hang out above 72 for a month. It's quite possible, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. Really hard to look. Mick, we'll look at that in the we'll look at that in the private live lab. We're gonna hop over there. By the way, Mick, let me know what those are, if they're stocks or if they're like cryptos or what they might be. Thank y'all for watching. And come on over to algofactory.tech. We actually have a link in the description. It's a free algo, and you see me build the algo. So you literally could replicate this algo. You could actually look at this video, make your own algo out of it. Now the algo is not optimized, so it's not ready for you to simply use, but I show you how to do it, show you how to turn it into code by using Grok AI, which can also be done by any AI. And I show you how to take that once it's put into this charting program. It's really easy to do. And I show you how the traders, like your pro traders, will connect their algo to the brokerage so it can trade for them while they're gone. Cool stuff. Check it out. And it's free. All right. Thanks for watching. Catch you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. EST sharp. If you have charts that you want to see, just go ahead and ask for them in the comments. We'll see them there.
Join us or die.